In this video I'll be showing you guys how I've built my Lego guns. So starting off with the basic info. Usually when I build these guns, I grab an image from the internet and I just try to replicate it into monkey blocks. Yeah, it sounds pretty simple, but sometimes it can't be. So yeah.
Bruh.
And just to be telling you guys, this takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of practice, because I've been doing this since the monkey blocks were new, since it was like an attic on a stump. Okay, and now let's just get into the more advanced tutorial. So in this part I will be showing you guys specifically how I've built some of my Lego guns. So first of all, I'll be showing you guys how I've built my simple 1911 handgun. Right here. If we take a closer look at this handgun, you're gonna find it's pretty simple, but also pretty nicely built. If we take it apart, you're gonna find it's only like 1x6 for 2 layers, like just the small ones, and you just layer them on top of the handgun. Now let's look at the grip. So I've built this in 2 separate pieces. I glitch them into each other so it fits like this. You're gonna see it's a little glitching square right there. Then I just place it onto the barrel and the slide. And that's just basically how I built the 1911. Oh yeah, and one more specific addition. So how I've built the grip to be more detailed like this, I just grabbed one of these and I make like a layer of the small ones. And I place this one right on here. And then I place it onto the frame. Well, currently it doesn't work, but that's usually how I do it. And now, for the Tech 9, let me just grab it. I'll be showing you how I've built my Tech 9. So with this gun, you're gonna notice that it is a bit bigger than handguns, but it's also smaller than the rifles. So it's still a pretty simple one, but more advanced. So once we take a close look at it, you're gonna notice that I did the same thing as the 1911 over there. I layered these small blocks, flat ones, onto the frame. And if you want to build it, you can make it as long as you want it to be. I would recommend it to be like 10 to 13 studs. And I built the little small barrel right there. And a pulling handle. Yeah. And with the detail right here, you're gonna see that the magwell has these studs sideways on it. That's just to show that the magazine goes in there. So under the frame, I put this one. I put these small ones right here. You're gonna see the same at the other side. You can just see that I placed these sideways studs right there. No, I just placed these right on there. Right here. And with the trigger, guard and the handle, I also did the same as the 1911. But now I've made it a bit longer so it doesn't glitch. Yeah. And now we are getting to the bigger guns with this AK-74 rifle. I'll just grab it. I'm gonna show you how I've built this. So here's the gun in total. So this is a much bigger one, and it's also a lot harder to build. But you're gonna see that it's pretty easy at the beginning. You just wanna make your way with the small ones again. Then you can actually place these big ones you're seeing right here. You can place them onto the flat bottom. You can also do that here, but I've placed the small ones just like the 1911 and the Tech 9. So I could place a small lever right here for more detail, but it's optional. It doesn't matter. People are still gonna think it's pretty cool, and yeah. So I'll break it down into a few pieces for you guys. So let's just do that really quick. Okay, so starting off with the barrel, where I usually start. So I've built a bigger barrel, like a muzzle, but that's also optional. Like this is a muzzle for AK-74, and this is like a AK-47. That's an older one. And I used this one, the sideways stud, to add a sight, and I used it there again to make a small detail off the gas barrel, something, yeah. And right here I place this on the barrel, and I place this on a 6x1 flat surface, and I use a normal one large block right there, and then I use the, again, sideways studs right here, and also on the back right here, so I can add the grip detail. But again, that's optional. I mean, people are still gonna think it's pretty cool. You're gonna see it right here. And now you can place one of these right here. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, right here. You can add a 2x1 right under there at the end. So you can add this one right between it. And I would say about 2 to 3 studs away, I would place the magazine from the another grip detail. And then I can place this part right onto here. So see? Yeah, and I'm gonna show you guys how I've done this again. So again, with the same stuff, I've used these small thin ones, but that's also optional. And then for the stock, yeah, I've built this randomly because, yeah, it just looks like it. And there we go. Then we have the full gun. And right now here at the end, this is a requested one, I'll be showing you guys how I've built my M1 Garand rifle. Did I just place it on the ground? Oh no. Okay, so you have to hold this one above the ground. But this is a really hard one to build. It's one of the biggest guns I've built till now. So this is the full gun. I'm gonna split it into parts again, so it's easier for you guys to understand the process. So starting off again with the barrel, you're gonna find that I did the AK-47 trick on this with the sideways, upways stud. Now I did the same thing but under it this time, right here. Now I've added the same thing I did with the AK-74, but now this time under the barrel. So yeah, that's another small detail. It's pretty essential if you want it to look accurate. Then I did the same thing again. Yeah, it's a tactic I use with all the Lego guns. I just grab this sideways thingy again, place it onto the barrel. And I place a 6x1 under that, and now you can just build the frame on it. And next up, you're gonna continue the frame. You're gonna do the same tactic, but I've added 2 small studs right under here, because it's gonna get a bit thicker the further it gets, because that's detail. And now for the trigger and the chamber, I've added a little notch right here, so you can place it onto here. And you have this small part right here, so it like looks better. And now I've did the small stud thing again with this part. And here's the same tactic with the Tech 9, the trigger. Yeah, and you're not gonna add a magazine on this one because it's usually clip fed right above here. And here you also got the handle. And for right here, you're gonna build the stock. So you just leave a little space between it so you can like make something, that can attach to the stock, which we have right here. So for the stock, you want to have a small bulge right here, because that's still part of the handle, so it has more detail. And after that, you just want to make a small bow downwards. And you want to keep the surface straight right here. And once you attach that right here, then you're gonna find, here's the grip and there's the stock. And there you have it, the M1 Garand rifle. You can tell me in the comments if I need to be more specific, but yeah, this is just a basic tutorial. So that's just how I usually do it, and I hope I made it a bit like more understandable for you guys how I build my guns. And this is gonna be the end of this video. You guys can tell me if I need to make a part 2 about this to be more specific, or for more guns. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. And peace out.